We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
It's time to buckle up for Making Sense of the Madness.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and welcome to Making Sense of the Madness via Patriot.tv. Let's talk Pam Bondi, Epstein, and beyond. Because today's really interesting. We have this press conference from Bondi with Kash Patel by her side. We're going to show you that press conference on these arrests of over 200 child predators. Now, over the past couple days, we've also had some reports, some real, in my opinion, some that I believe now to be fake news to some extent. We will see, because I really haven't seen a source on it, regarding the quote-unquote Epstein files. Now, first, there was a report that, of course, there is no timeline to release these files. And once again, if you've actually been paying attention not only to this show but the case in general, you would know that that would have to be the case because of not only the multitude of files involved, but if in fact they were going to charge co-conspirators or those that partook in this criminal activity, you would have to withhold some of this evidence while indicting them, arresting them, and then having the trial itself, and then you would have more public information. These are things that would take years. In fact, I will just say it right now, there is zero chance that all of the quote-unquote Epstein files will be public via the end of this second term of the Trump administration. It's an impossibility, unfortunately. That being said, after Pam Bondi gives this press conference, she comes back out. We're going to play this small clip and then the entire post-press conference where she is asked about the Epstein files. And as I told you, when I told you there were hard drives and burned discs and binders with photographs and more, and those discs in them, there are, according to her now, tens of thousands of videos of Epstein abusing girls. Tens of that on the record now. We're finally here. We're finally, hopefully, to the point that we can get beyond this idiocracy of a quote-unquote list and get to the hardcore evidence that we know that certain entities within our intelligence and defense community, in our law enforcement community, have had for a very, very long time. That is the meat and potatoes of what we're going to be discussing today. We're also going to really show you, again, the monsters among us. That, look, Epstein's a high-profile guy. Right now, they're doing the jury selection for the Diddy case. I'm letting you know, there are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that do things that go beyond the worst horror film you have ever seen in your life, and they walk amongst us day to day. So let's thumbs it up, subscribe, share, check out all the alternative platforms out there. Obviously, the X is down below. Please consider supporting the broadcast. $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. That's how we do it here. Big donations could not do it without you. I think we're going to be one of the few accounts out here to really cover this story the way it needs to be. So again, get over on X. Let's get to 47,000.1 today if you're not following already. So let's kick it off right here. And we're going to come back to this full video. Tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children and quote unquote CP. All right. Now this right here is where she's going to be talking to Patel. Like I said, we're going to play that short clip first, and you're going to see that. Now, here's the deal. But before we even get into Klipskis and Hutch, I want to say this. We had this report that there's no specific timeline. This is on the 4th. On the May the 4th Be With You Day, before Cinco de Mayo. Now, on Cinco de Mayo, we have this. Now, I just want to go to this account really quick. See that right there? 381,000 followers. And it's mostly like, you know, some far-right Johnny nonsense, just conservative down the line, not a lot of multitude. But basically, if you read this, okay, and I had agreed because there is no client list, the second part says, basically, we'll read the whole thing. Certain clients, there are no clients, of Epstein Island are known, but a separate criminal case would have to be filed based on the individual incidents of alleged crimes, based on the witness testimony and hard evidence. No kidding. No such evidence is known to exist. See, that is obviously false, but there is no client list. A list of clients proves nothing, and publishing such a list will not result in arrest or prosecution. No kidding. Very sorry. Epstein criminals have covered their tracks very well. Now, we have to realize that there were blackmail operations, there were arms deals going on, there was compromise not only in political situations, but fiduciary ones, and also in the technology and transhumanist fields. All right? All of these encompass the whole story. So now we'll see if these people are for real. Let's play what Bondi says right here.
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. Can you confirm that? They still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that. I haven't seen that statement.
I had not seen
James
that
Comer
statement.
said yesterday
One more
that all
time.
the Epstein files are missing. Can you confirm that? They still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that.
I haven't seen that statement. So far, it looks like the whole thing about the list or whatever, that's just total phony baloney. Now, what we're going to do before we get into these other side stories, okay, because they're pretty grotesque. Let me just, pretty grotesque. We're going to play Bondi talking about these arrests, all right? And then we're going to also get into Virginia Giuffre Roberts, etc. Thumbs it up, subscribe, share. Here are the 200-plus CP arrests.
Thank you all for being here. We have a busy day here at the Department of Justice, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen already. Today, we are proud to announce the results of the FBI's Operation Restore Justice initiative. This historic, unprecedented, nationwide operation led to the arrest of 205 child sex predators. Unbelievable. in just 5 days. This was an incredible operation done in conjunction with the FBI and our prosecutors. Children and their families now have a chance to heal. These are online predators. Think about this. 115 victims, children. In 5 days, we were able to help. This kind of work takes a toll on the FBI agents and the prosecutors who are doing this every single day. They are working tirelessly online, dealing with the dregs of our society, the worst of the worst, the people that hide behind a computer and target our young children every single day. Our law enforcement, our prosecutors sit there and deal with this every day to get these monsters off the street. Director Patel and I, almost daily in our meetings, talk about these cases and what it does to our officers and our prosecutors, but also how many lives are being saved and how many children are being helped by this. Director Patel is going to get into the specific cases with you in a minute, but what I will tell you is these depraved human beings, if convicted, will face the maximum penalty in prison, some life. We will find you, we will arrest you, and we will charge you. If you are online targeting a child, you will not escape us. The FBI and the Department of Justice will come after you, and we will prosecute. Parents, you have to know this is so serious. Your child has no right to privacy on the internet. None. You have to monitor what your kids are doing, whether they're playing games on the internet, on social media, any other websites that children, teenagers frequent, an online predator can find them. I always say it's from instant message to instant nightmare. Parents, they're talking to your kids like they're other children, and they're not. They're predators. They pose as children. They get them sometimes to post explicit pictures of themselves after they talk to them. And then in some cases, they even try to blackmail the children. The suicide rate among teens ages 14 to 17 has increased.
Let me just stop it, and I apologize for the no audio right there. I know, and thank God I looked over to the comment section. What I said in my last rant, and I will cut that out in post, is that if it is the case that they're truly going after all of these child predators, then they really need to go and look again at the Wiener laptop. We know they have the Wiener laptop. That's never been investigated. I would hope this administration would not be able to use the excuse that it's disappeared. Forget about the Hunter Biden laptop and the preemptive pardons and all of that Johnny nonsense. All of it terrible. Okay? Forget about that part of it. Wiener has a show, as far as I know, on WABC. He's got a podcast. He got a slap on the wrist for charges with a 15-year-old girl where they didn't use any of the forensics off of that laptop. And I would imagine, just like with any of these other investigations that they're talking about, that laptop would lead to other arrests as well. I'm a little guy in this. I'm a tiny, eeny-weeny guy. But boy, the way the Epstein client list and all these other things have gone viral, I really wish we could get the Wiener laptop and that to go viral. Let's go back to Bondi.
As a result of this as well, because teens are taken advantage of and they're manipulated online by child predators. So all of you being here today and covering this is so important because parents need to know. You've got to talk to your kids. They think they're talking to other children, but most of the time they're not. Director Patel, thank you.
First and foremost, to the Department of Justice under General Bondi's leadership and all its components, because of your courage, we are here today protecting our most vulnerable, our children. Thank you, General Bondi. Thank you to so many of your colleagues here today that do this work tirelessly day in and day out and never get a moment's thanks. We should acknowledge all of them today. As the FBI director I'm humbled to lead some of the bravest men and women in law enforcement. And I want to thank our 55 field offices, our 90-plus United States Attorney's offices, our CIOS section, our CRIM division here at the Department of Justice, and our field offices throughout the country with lawyers and prosecutors and agents working tirelessly on some of the harshest criminality we've ever seen. They don't take breaks because our children deserve a free and open society. I also want to just take a moment to emphasize the priority of this Department of Justice and this FBI. Our children. If you harm our children, you will be given no sanctuary. There is no place we will not come to hunt you down. There is no place we will not look for you. And there is no cage we will not put you in should you do harm to our children. The prioritization of this administration and General Bondi has made it abundantly clear to child predators. You will be hunted down and you will be prosecuted. And that is a refreshing thing to hear for the men and women who do this work tirelessly. And it's also an acknowledgement of the safety that we look forward to bringing America. As the Attorney General mentioned, there are a couple of cases worth highlighting. People in places of public trust have violated not only the law, but that public trust, to include teachers, law enforcement personnel, and other professionals that we look to safeguard our children have not only violated the law, but violated the trust. In Minneapolis, defendant Jeremy Francis Plonsky, a Minneapolis state trooper and former Army reservist, was arrested for producing child sexual abuse material while in uniform. Not anymore. In Norfolk, Virginia, defendant Jose Alexis Valdez Sosa, an illegal immigrant from Mexico, again, allegedly arrested for transporting a minor across state lines. No more. Another example, right here in Washington, D.C., in the Metropolitan Police Department, Officer Linwood Barnhill, a former already convicted sex offender, was arrested again for exploiting more victims, more children, while on supervised release. These are just three examples that show you the extent and the depravity of these horrific crimes. And we need to team up together with the American public to find the rest. I want to give a special thanks to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for the tireless work they do in partnering with us. And again, I want to thank the Department of Justice and all these folks here. And
so let's stop it there. Let's go to Bondi once again. And we're just, we'll just play the small clip again. Okay. This is Bondi, once again, being asked about Epstein after the fact. She comes back for another press conference. Then we're going to get into just some of these other horrific stories.
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. Can you confirm that some of them we still haven't heard from you?
No, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that. I haven't seen that statement.
So, again, we'll see. Sorry, we don't want to do the influencer, bro. Where that goes. Let's talk about some of these other stories. Inside mom and dad's, you can read it, cave compound where daughter 16 was forced into heinous acts with siblings. Okay? I mean, again, take a look at these people. Take a hardcore look. This was a New Mexico couple who were arrested after the 16-year-old daughter reported alleged years-long abuse she and her siblings endured while living in squalid underground caves surrounded by human feces, rotting food, and bags of trash. Okay? Thank God these people are being held without bail. 1990 WE star involved in CP. Duke the Dumpster Droese, allegedly trying to buy CP on the dark web. Here he is being arrested. Then they go in, and they find plenty on his computers and devices. Forget about the We've done multiple videos about the heinous behavior to children over the years, the quote-unquote cream team. And the WWF, then WWE now. Let's talk Virginia Giuffre Roberts. Again, folks, I'm going to let people make their own decisions. We've gone over extensively that there is a very real possibility that Gafray Roberts committed suicide. This is an interview with Tara Palmieri, that was a journalist that worked with her and said, hey, you know, this woman went through many years of sexual abuse. Now, on the flip side, because again, we talk about it all, the father is asking questions. The Daily Mail, under their paywall, has this, you know, article suggesting as such. I'll say this, we still do not know how she passed. We don't have the details of that. We do know the brothers were there. We only have the official statements. I'm very open-minded to everything. We shall see. I think it's really up in the air. I do want to thank everybody for tuning into the broadcast. Apologies again for the audio issue. I'm going to just, again, have to cut that out in post. Remember, you can check this out over at patriot.tv, along with a bunch of other stuff if you want to support the broadcast. We need your help. $5, $10, $15, big donations. It means the world to me. You can buy me a coffee. There are links down below, PayPal, crypto, etc. I do want everybody to remember that this broadcast is not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. We're going to be going into Bilderberg coming up and much more Peter Thiel and beyond stuff you're not going to see anywhere else. I absolutely love you guys. And once again, thank you for joining me. We will see you all on the flip side.